It is the dead of winter in Chicago. The wind is howling outside, and your 80-pound golden retriever, Neuroscience, suddenly leaves your incredibly warm king-size bed, opting instead to curl up in a tight, shivering ball on the freezing hardwood floor. Don't rush to assume that they are just looking for a cooler spot to rest, because the truth is, you are currently standing in the middle of a medical crime scene where a hidden, invisible culprit is silently attacking your best friend's nervous system or physical body. The reality of your dog anchoring themselves to you every single night isn't about craving warmth, and it certainly isn't because they are just being a little clingy. What you are witnessing is one of the most powerful survival instincts on Earth, a highly complex attachment system that has been hardwired deep into their DNA over 15,000 years of evolution. Before we reopen these fascinating case files to solve this mystery together, if you are watching this video right now while cuddling your own dog, hit the number 6 in the comment section below to let me know that you are tuning in and that we are absolutely not alone in this crazy dog-loving journey. And just a quick heads up for everyone watching, this video is visually brought to life by AI to share some mind-blowing science with our amazing community. So, what is the real motive behind your dog practically gluing themselves to your legs every night? Oh, and by the way, what country or state are you watching this from right now? Drop a quick comment and let me know. Let us begin with our very first piece of evidence, which brings us straight to the door of attachment psychology. Why exactly does your dog completely ignore that ridiculously expensive Orvis bed you bought them, the one sitting right next to the cozy fireplace downstairs? Why do they walk past a dozen quiet, perfectly safe corners in your house just to crowd your mattress and press their spine awkwardly against your calves? Are they just weak and overly dependent? Absolutely not. The answer is far more profound. Sleep is inherently the most vulnerable state for any living creature to be in. It is a biological moment when every single instinct, inherited from thousands of years of predator and prey dynamics, screams at them to find somewhere hidden and safe while they are unconscious. But instead of hiding, they choose you. Scientists at Eötvös Loránd University in Budapest decided to investigate this by adapting the exact same psychological test used for human infants, known as Ainsworth's strange situation procedure, and they applied it directly to dogs. What they discovered was absolutely groundbreaking. They found that dogs form attachment bonds with their owners that are functionally identical to the bond a human infant forms with its mother. They showed the exact same proximity-seeking behavior, the exact same panic and distress when separated, and the exact same soothing calm when finally reunited. A staggering 61% of the dogs tested were classified as securely attached to their owners, which is almost exactly the same proportion found in human toddlers. When your dog chooses to sleep pressed beside you in their most vulnerable moment, they are performing the single most fundamental behavior in attachment psychology. They are telling you that you are the ultimate fortress, the absolute safest thing in their entire world. If you think your pup is just as loyal and adorable as a human baby, do not hesitate to hit that like button right now. But my fellow detectives, this case goes way beyond mere psychology, because our next piece of evidence takes us deep into the chemical network of the mammalian brain. The case file continues with a jaw-dropping piece of evidence published in Science, one of the most prestigious scientific journals on the planet. A brilliant team of researchers at Azabu University in Japan uncovered a secret weapon known as the oxytocin loop. Oxytocin, if you are not familiar with it, is the literal love hormone. It is the exact same neurochemical that floods a human mother's brain when she holds her newborn baby for the very first time. When you and your dog simply gaze into each other's eyes or curl up next to each other in bed, both of your brains release a massive surge of oxytocin. It creates a cross-species, self-reinforcing loop. Your dog's oxytocin levels go up, and yours go up right along with them, which makes the dog want to look at you even more, which releases even more oxytocin, making you both want to be closer. What is even more incredible is that researchers tested this exact same interaction with wolves that were hand-raised by humans, and the loop did not activate at all. This is not just a general mammal thing. This is a targeted biological phenomenon, and medical records show that just 10 minutes of petting your dog significantly drops the levels of cortisol, your primary stress hormone, in both of your bloodstreams. Just imagine the massive therapeutic impact of pressing against each other for 8 solid hours every night. They aren't just pets. They are biological machines actively healing your body. It is truly magical, isn't it? If this completely blows your mind, share this video with a friend, and please do not forget to comment which state you are watching from. Now that we have the undeniable chemical evidence, we have to flip back through the evolutionary records to find out exactly where this incredible instinct began. If we rewind the crime scene roughly 15,000 years into the past, long before written language, before cities, and before agriculture, the ancestors of our dogs, the absolute friendliest wolves, started inching closer to the campfires of human refugees. The aggressive ones fled into the dark, but the friendly ones, the ones least likely to run away, stayed behind. They survived better and passed those friendly traits down to the next generation. Geneticists tracking this evolution have discovered a unique genetic insertion on canine chromosome 6, a genetic marker associated with extreme friendliness and human-directed contact seeking that does not even exist in wolves. This shift in their genetic code hardwired their brains with an intense, undeniable craving to interact, to touch, and to physically bond with humans. Taking up 80% of your mattress is not a random coincidence. It is a specific behavior that nature itself has rigorously selected and refined across 15 millennia. We even found a burial site in Germany, dated 14,000 years ago, where a dog that survived severe canine distemper was nursed by a human for 5 weeks, proving they were family even back then. And our fourth piece of evidence, right before we face our hidden culprit, is the absolute magic of a beating heart in the dead of night. You might try to argue with me saying, "But detective, the data from the Mayo Clinic clearly shows that dogs disrupt my sleep with those 3 in the morning stretches that practically kick me off the bed." And objectively, you would be right. The physical disruption is very real. But an investigation out of Canisius College surveying nearly 1,000 women revealed a wild paradox. Women who sleep with their dogs reported feeling significantly safer, more consistent, and more comforted than those sleeping next to another human being. How can this paradox exist? Well, the secret lies in an incredible study from the University of Jyväskylä in Finland. Researchers monitored the heart rate variability, or HRV, of 30 dog and owner pairs. HRV is one of the best measures of how your autonomic nervous system is functioning. When you and your dog lie next to each other, your nervous systems actually synchronize. Their heart rate literally merges with your heart rate as you both rest. If you are stressed out, your dog's nervous system instantly adjusts to respond and soothe you. And when they tested this with unfamiliar humans, there was absolutely zero synchronization. Sleeping together is not just about finding a warm place to crash. It is a full-blown neurological event where 2 entirely separate nervous systems from 2 different species embrace and intimately regulate each other through the night. Now, with all this undeniable evidence proving that sleeping together is their most sacred survival instinct, what happens when they suddenly abandon you? Let us finally unmask the culprit. Let's go back to our original crime scene from the beginning of this video. Your dog suddenly ditches their favorite spot on your bed. The culprit here is not that they stopped loving you. Dogs are absolute creatures of habit, so when a deeply established behavior disappears overnight, there is always a reason. Sometimes it is environmental, like a new pet or a shift in your schedule, because dogs are exquisitely sensitive to changes in their territory. But medical warnings from veterinary researchers reveal something much darker. A sudden change in sleeping location is actually one of the very first behavioral signs of physical pain, showing up long before they ever start limping or acting stiff. A dog that stops jumping onto your bed might not have suddenly decided the floor is more comfortable. They might be hurting immensely. Their joints could be screaming in agony. Even worse for older dogs, a sudden shift in sleep patterns is a hallmark symptom of canine cognitive dysfunction, essentially dog dementia, which affects an estimated 35% of all dogs over the age of 8. Because they do not have human language, their behavior is the only clue they can leave at the crime scene to beg for your help. Please watch your little buddy closely. Have you ever faced this heartbreaking scene? Or where is your dog sleeping right now in your state? Drop a comment and share your story with us right now, because it is time for us to close tonight's special case file. The next time you wake up at 3 in the morning with an 80-pound ball of fur crushing your legs and leaving you with 6 inches of mattress, do not get annoyed. Just smile. They did not choose the couch. They did not choose the warm patch by the radiator. They chose you. Because after 15,000 years of evolution, through miraculous loops of oxytocin, and through the perfect synchronization of your nervous systems, in their eyes, you are the absolute safest place in the entire world. And honestly, the science suggests they are doing something incredible for you too. If this medical case file changed the way you look at your dog forever, hit subscribe right now and leave a comment telling me exactly where your dog is sleeping tonight. And if you want to crack the next case on why your dog always stares at you with those deep eyes like they are reading your very soul, I will see you in the next video.